Dear our amazing audience, starting with the day 2, we would now like to introduce you all our chief guest for today, DGN, District Governor nominee, Rotarian Kailash Jethani Sir. Rotarian Kailash Jethani Sir is the past Rotractor 1989 to 92 of Rotaract Club of Thane East. He is one of the most popular Rotarians among Rotractors. He was DRCC in the year 2015-16, 18-19 and 19-20. DGN Kailash Sir is straightforward and speaks his mind. He is the fastest growing leader in Rotary District 3142. He was elected as district governor in just a short span of 8 years after his presidential year. Rotarian Kailash Jethani Sir is the youngest district governor of District 3142. He is construction technologist by training and currently has a business of building, buying, lease real estate. He has certification in real estate management. Rotarian Kailash Jethani Sir joined in Rotary in the year 2005 and he became Rotary President in the year 2013-14. He was Assistant Governor in the year 2016-17, joined District Governor in the year, joined District Secretary in the year 2018-19. He was badged with Avenue of Service Citation in the year 2016 and Club Builder Award in the year 2017. He was also badged with one of the precious award, that is Thane Municipal Corporation Thane Gunijan. Married to Darshana Jethani, who is also an Rotarian. She is involved in gifting and wrapping business. They are blessed with two beautiful daughters, Ria and Rashi. Join me in welcoming Rotarian Kailash Jethani Sir. We would now like to give you a gracious welcome, sir. The screen is all yours.
Yeah, good evening. Uh, First of all, my compliments to the presidents of respective clubs, presidents of Thane Royals, president of Ulhasnagar, president of Rotaract Club of CHM College, Ulhasnagar, for conducting this RYLA, and my greetings to my batchmate from 3160, Womina Satish. Thank you, Satish, for being here. Thanks to Vijay Kevalramani, my teammate, my CDMT teammate from my year 22-23. I can see some good Rotarians in the crowd. I will, for the positive time, I will not name them, but my Rotary pranam to everybody. Rotractors. The topic that is given to me today is Rotaract years, make it count. Friends, this topic was done by me a few days back in one of the clubs, and I believe that it is really important for you to understand uh, where you stand and where you want to go, where you want to reach, because in Rotaract, when you join Rotaract, we join very young. We don't know what we are doing. Sometimes we think that since our friends are in Rotaract, we'll have good time. So we join Rotaract for good times, and which is not a bad proposition. In our days when we joined, myself, Vijay Kevalramani, we are almost from the similar experience in Rotaract, though Vijay was a president of his own club, but I was never a office bearer also in Rotaract. I just spent 3 years in Rotaract, and the best I could do was being the editor of my bulletin, my club's bulletin. But I had joined at the very raw age of 18 years. And it was only to kind of pass your time constructively. There were no outlets. The television that you're looking at is like 24 by 7 and about 100 plus channels or 500 channels. In those days, we had only two days of television, that too channels going on for few hours. Only thing that we could pass our time with was either studies or playing. Rotaract came as a breath of fresh air, and it was something which had got to do with developing personalities. Though my purpose was not that. My purpose was to have good time with some good friends, new friends, senior friends. In those days, people who were working also, nowadays also, but the percentage of that category of working Rotaractors is very less. We have all the Rotaractors who are still studying or who still have to enter in their professional life. But in those days, we had some good Rotaractors who were working actually. So just to be in their company, just to know what you want to do with your life. And I was in college, and things were just for luck. I joined Rotaract 3 years. I was in Rotaract, but nothing much that I can speak about it. Of course, there are some experiences which changed my life. Uh, for instance, I was asked to, in one fine day in a meeting, I was asked to speak about motivation. I myself was a very fresh new Rotractor, and for me to go and speak in front of 20, 30 people was difficult. I could not even introduce myself. But at that point of time, I had to kind of go through everything, prepare my talk uh, about motivation. I remember vividly, I spoke about Maslow's theory of motivation, and also I spoke about uh, Chanakya's Niti, which is Samdham Dand Bhed, to motivate people. Believe me, it was a difficult day for me to tell everything that I had prepared. And but from that day onwards, the stage fright, the 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 fear of public speaking started diminishing, started going off. And from that day onwards, my journey actually as a Rotarian started from that day. When I joined Rotary, again I joined Rotary at the age of about 33. I was very young, and I mean, again, someone pursued me for 3 years, and I said, no, I'm still young. And in those days, it was believed that Rotary is for people who are retired in their lives, and they don't have anything much to do with their life, and that is why they are coming for service. And I said, I'm too young for all this, and I still have to do a lot of things in my career and stuff. So I will join a little later, but 3 years of pursuing, and I finally joined in 2005. When I joined again, as I told you, like Rotaract, I joined for a lark, not knowing what exactly I will be doing, not knowing why I am joining. Someone has pursued me. Okay, चलो उनके pressure में आके मैंने join कर लिया. But when I joined, I saw that the club is doing a lot of activities which are doing good in the society and the community. So I volunteered. I volunteered because until unless you don't volunteer, there'll be maybe once or twice you may be asked. But then after that, if you are not involved or if you are not bothered, people may stop asking you also. So I volunteered myself for a community service project which changed my life. There was this school of deaf and dumb, and mm, there were 34 students, right from 5 year old to say about 14, 15 year old. And these 34 students, and our club was doing some regular activities with them, giving them the audiometry room since they were low on hearing and they needed to be tested. So audiometry rooms were given, and hearing aids were given, and uh, I volunteered, saying that I asked the person who inducted me, the president then, Satish Mane, who's my mentor in Rotary, as to what can I do. He said, just go to that school and ask. is there anything that they require? So I went to that school and I asked that what can we do for you? The principal at that point in time said that आप लोगों ने हमारे लिए बहुत कुछ किया है, so आज तो ऐसी कोई खास जरूरत नहीं है, but our children need some entertainment. Now it was difficult for me to understand what kind of entertainment can we give to such special children. So she said, "Why we have a theater in Thane East area." So she said, "If you can show them a movie." And so I said, that's okay, but taking all these people to a theater, I would prefer the theater to come to them. She did not understand. I told her that's my headache. Don't worry. Fix up a day, and I'll come with the apparatus and I'll show them the movie. So they fixed up a Saturday afternoon time. I went with my laptop. I remember very well. In those days, we would get the video CDs, a set of 2 video CDs for a movie. And in those days, Iqbal movie was a new movie released. And Iqbal was about the similar kind of a child who was deaf and mute, and who performed very well in cricket. So it was about his ambitions coming true. I took that video CD, the set of 2 video CDs there, and I took the projector from my club. I took the screen from my club, and I showed them the movie. I had to sit through the movie because I had to change the CD the second. Otherwise, I would have started and I would have gone off and I would have come back. But since I had to change the CD, I sat there, and thankfully I sat there. It changed my life because I could see the happiness on the faces of those children. I could see the smiles on the faces of those children. Most of the movie was in the sign language, and they could perfectly understand what the movie is all about. And it gave me a pleasure which I can't describe. But the best moment was not that. The best moment came when the movie ended. The movie ended and I was winding up my stuff, my laptop, my projector, everything. And I did not realize something was going on in the back of my my where I was standing. So I felt a hand reaching out to my waist, and someone knocked my waist, and I looked back. There was this small child, little girl, 5-year-old, the youngest of them, extending her hand and asking me to hold her hand, full of gratitude. And I took that hand, and it changed my life. Because that's the feeling that, as I told you, we can't get up even after doing a charity of crores of rupees. And when I lifted my eyes, I could see a queue of all the 34 students waiting to meet me and thank me. And gradually, everybody in the line, in the queue, went ahead, met me, shook my hands. Some were in tears, some were smiling, some were laughing. But that was the best moment of my life, and I can't forget. And from that was my Rotary moment. And from that moment, I decided that I will do whatever I can for this organization, and that is why you can see me here as a district governor nominee. So I kept doing a lot of things wherever I was required. Selflessly, I just went there and did it. Friends, I said this story because that's the story of a Rotary moment. Likewise, even you guys will have some or other moment which will change your lives. But that's not where that's not what you should be seeking in Rotaract. In Rotaract, the idea should be of self-development, not of service. Service has to be there, will be there. But the motto of Rotaract is not service only. The motto of Rotaract is self-development through service. You will be getting into professions. You will be getting into jobs. You will be getting into occupations, into businesses. You have to prepare yourself for that. And Rotaract is the place which will prepare you for that. That's why we as Rotary want to open up new clubs so that you guys can be Rotaractors and can develop yourself. But here what we see these days is a competition amongst the clubs as to who does the best social service. Social service is allowed to you as a flavor, not as an entire meal. You have to dwell into doing some good professional development projects, some good self-development projects. Club service is very important as far as Rotaract is concerned. Professional development is very important as far as Rotaract is concerned. And these days, in our times, I can, though I was very short-lived, 3 years of experience, but we have seen Rotaractors having 10 years and 12 years of experience, right from 18 to 30. 30 was the top age limit. Friends, these days, I can tell you the shelf life of the Rotaractor, the life of Rotaractor is only 4 or 5 years in the organization. More than that, they get busy with their own professions, they get busy with their own life. And there are so many outlets today. You got clubs, you got pubbing, you got bowling, you got whatnot. I mean, you got OTT platforms. You can spend the entire day through binge watching the series. In our time, there was no such luxury. That is why we could focus on Rotaract. But for you to get the focus out of Rotaract is very easy. So your association with the organization, with the movement, will be short-lived. Will be 4 or 5 years at the max. And these 4 or 5 years will stand you in good stead in the longer run. So the more you give, the more you focus on it, the more you will get for your future. You may not get anything much by watching series. You may not get anything much by going to pubs and discos and whatnot. You are allowed to go. I'm not stopping you. But what you do in Rotaract will definitely help you in the longer run in your life. All kinds of project organizational skills, leadership skills will be learned in Rotaract. And Rotaract is one management school which comes at a fee of 500 and 1,000 rupees. That's the beauty of it. So I would request you guys to look into certain parameters wherein you can give your time, your efforts, and learn from Rotaract these skills which will help you in the long run. And for the CHM club, I guess in your geography, in your area, in your city, we have called a club. We have a club called Sapna Garden. You have to understand the way they do things, because in the last few years, I've been DRCC for this district for 3140 once and 3142 twice, and I've seen them performing on a year-to-year basis. They have a wonderful knack of getting into district councils, handling different portfolios for the district, handling different district events. You have to learn. The club should, CHM club should also learn. I understand that your association with Rotaract, as far as institutional based clubs is concerned, is about 2 or 3 years, after which you pass out and you go out from Rotaract. But when you go out from Rotaract, when you pass out, you have to join some other community club. So much of pressure coming from community, coming from family, as to you need to take the responsibility of this, or you need to work for your life, you may not get the luxury of spending time in Rotaract, but try as much as you can by multitasking, by managing your time some way, because the more you be in Rotaract, the more you give yourselves to Rotaract, the more you will be able to get out of it. And this is for future. This is not for today. Today you will learn things which you can kind of practice in future. Please ask for district appointments. Please ask for district events. I'm sure every DRR is willing to give appointments to people who are asking for it, is willing to give events to clubs who are asking for it. And DRRs do evaluate your capabilities also. So don't ask for something which you can't do. Ask for something that you can do, and definitely it will be given to you. Once you start doing that, I'm sure that your club will give some or other leader also to the district. Maybe the DRR in the next 5 years comes from your club. You never know. Or maybe your ex-Rotaract from your club joins a community Rotaract and becomes a DRR. That's the kind of growth that we want to look into, and that's the growth that we expect from you guys. So, as I told you, the topic is Rotaract years, make it count. Friends, it really means that you have to make it count when you're in Rotaract. Otherwise, it will be like any other activity where you just went, did nothing about it, came back. I mean, you can talk all your life that you were in Rotaract, but I'm sure, like me, I can talk about 3 years of Rotaract, but nothing much. Nothing much. If you have to spend these kind of years, please do it seriously. Have fun out of it. I'm sure Rotaractors are having much more fun than what Rotarians are having. I like to visit Rotaract installations. I've been called as a chief guest at many of them. And I really look forward to these events because it gives you a lot of energy. Being amongst you guys gives me a lot of energy, a lot of stamina, and a lot of enthusiasm. Our rotary installations are comparatively very, what to say, very boring, you can say. But yours are very vibrant and very exciting. Please try to visit these installations. In fact, you guys can go and visit the other clubs installation here. We don't have the luxury of going and attending other Rotary clubs installation unless you're not invited. I've seen 10 people, 12 people, 15 people from a club visiting some other club's installation. Please do so, because you get to learn how they are conducting in their installations. And so many things that even Rotary can learn from you guys. Be there for your Rotary clubs also. Your sponsor Rotary clubs are looking at you for help. It's called reverse mentorship. They can mentor you for your professional lives, but you can help them with the PowerPoint presentations. You can help them with a lot of organizational responsibilities. They are actually looking at you. But what happens is sometimes it becomes very transactional. With Rotary and Rotaract relationship has always been a delicate relationship. In fact, if you ask me, frankly speaking, myself, Vijay will agree with me, those who are past Rotaractors, Lalit Manik, will agree with me that we would not like Rotary when we were Rotaractors. But today is not the case. Today, from the time that I have been DRCC, we have ensured, and not only me in the district, but even at the international level, our past RI president, Barry Resin, got that vote through got that enactment through to elevate the status of Rotaract. It was defeated once. He tried the next day again. The law-making body of Rotary is CUL. In that, we pass all the enactments. It was defeated once. Again, he tried the next day. He got it passed, just to elevate your status. We have allowed you a dual membership of Rotary and Rotaract. I'm sure that will be an obsolete idea because the entire club has been elevated. So there's no point of elevating a member of Rotaract club to a status of Rotary a Rotarian. That idea will be obsolete in a year or two. But even if you can take chance, if you're a working Rotaractor, catch that opportunity because that will go off. That will definitely go off, and then you will regret that I would have become a dual member someday, because it will be a limited edition. वो वॉच आती है ना लिमिटेड एडिशन की, कि सिर्फ 100 वॉचेस बनी है पूरे ग्लोब में, वैसा वाला लिमिटेड एडिशन है. तो रोटेरियन रोट्रैक्टर, दैट्स अ डुअल मेंबरशिप, लिमिटेड एडिशन है, निकल जाएगा. इसके पहले वर्किंग रोट्रैक्टर्स ने तो ज्वाइन कर लेना चाहिए रोटरी. नॉट दैट we want the Rotary membership to increase, because any which ways from 20 to 23 our membership will increase, because you are going to pay the dues, not as much as we are doing. We are paying $70 a year. You are going to pay about, the institutional Rotaract CHM college will pay $5 per member, and that will enable you to become as good as a Rotary member, or become as good as a Rotarian. Your clubs as good as a Rotary clubs. That's the status that you will be carrying. So make the best of the opportunities. Make the best of the time that you are spending with Rotaract. I'm sure that not today, maybe few years down the line, maybe 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, you will remember that there was some guy who came and told us that you have to make the best of it, and you made the best of it. So wish you all the best, and thank you.
Such an amazing speech, sir. Thank you so much for guiding us and for encouraging us. With all due respect, sir, we thank you for your presence, sir. And we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Thank you so much, sir. We would like to give you a certificate of appreciation because you gathered time for us, and thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to hand over to